Inside of ChatGPT, you now have access to DALL-E 3, and now you can create amazing AI images from this new update. OpenAI has basically took DALL-E 3 and GPT-4 and combined them both together. Inside of this video, I'll show you a basic guide of how to access and use DALL-E 3 inside of ChatGPT. And timestamps for the video will be shown on the screen, so you can skip to any portion inside of this video. So for the first portion of this video, we're going to look at how you can actually access DALL-E 3. So first of all, you need to have GPT-4 in order to access DALL-E 3. So once you got GPT-4 and you're inside of the home page, which looks like this, you're going to hover over the icon of GPT-4 and you can see that there's an option for DALL-E 3 and it's in beta. So you're just going to click this, and once you click this, you can start writing any prompt for your image. And once you've clicked DALL-E 3, the beta, then you can now start writing any single prompt, and then DALL-E 3 will start to activate and create you some AI images. So this is how you can access DALL-E 3 inside of ChatGPT. For the second part of this video, we're going to look at how you can edit images created inside of DALL-E. So here I have an example of an illustration of NASA OSIRIS-REx spacecraft approaching on the asteroid Bennu with Earth in the distant background. So here you can see that GPT-4 and DALL-E, so basically DALL-E created 4 different images based on my prompt. So this is how it first works. So you basically have a prompt and then you send it to DALL-E or GPT-4, and then DALL-E will actually create you 4 different images. And based on that, these images actually have a specific number to them. So it goes from the top left to the top right to the bottom left to the bottom right. So basically this image number 1 here, this would be the first image, this would be the second image, this would be the third image, and this would be the fourth image. And based on these images, you can ask ChatGPT to further enhance one of the images, or based on if you like it, then you can add more to it, and so on. So now we're going to look at how you can actually edit the images that DALL-E created. So in this case, let's just say that I liked the first image, so this image here, and let's just say that instead of having Earth in the background, let's say that we want the moon in the background instead. So all you have to do is just write a prompt, and then DALL-E 3 will actually just only create you one more image, and then it'll change for whatever you wrote. So in this case, it should change this Earth in the background to a moon. So I'm just going to write the prompt and let's see what DALL-E 3 gives us. So here I have my prompt, so I wrote this. I like image 1. Instead of having Earth in the background, could you replace it with the moon? And just like this, you can just submit this and then DALL-E 3 will create you a new image. And also, if instead of liking image 1, if I liked image 3 instead, then I'll just write I like image 3. And make sure you be really specific with this, because then DALL-E 3 won't know which one you're talking about, and it's going to keep on giving you 4 different results. So here you can see that DALL-E 3 actually generated a new image, and it looks much better than the first image here. And the most important part is that it replaced Earth in the background with the actual moon. And this is how you can actually edit images using ChatGPT and DALL-E. And furthermore, you could even add more things. So let's just say if I wanted more stars in the background, I could just make a prompt and I could say add more stars in the background, and so on. You can have many different possibilities and creativity with this. And one more thing I wanted to show you inside of editing images, if you actually click on the image itself, you can see that ChatGPT actually has a prompt and an actual description of what the image is about. So for example, the prompt and whatever it is here, and it shows you whatever it is. So if you were to copy this, then you know what the prompt is. So in this case, it says photo of NASA OSIRIS-REx spacecraft approaching the dark, rugged surface of the asteroid Bennu. So you can see here, this is just a place where you can see what the prompt is. And this is how you can edit images using DALL-E and ChatGPT. Now for the third part of this video, we're going to look at how you can actually add text using DALL-E. So here I have 4 different images, which is about the same concept. And now we're going to try adding text onside of these images. And just as a warning, DALL-E isn't fully developed yet, so when you try adding text, it's not always perfect, and you do have to keep on trying to get it to work. So I tried this out for myself, and first of all, I just wrote keep image 1 and add text NASA. So when I said that, then you can see that it did add the text NASA, but it's really hard to see. So after that, I wrote this. So where is the text? I cannot see. And then after that, then it created another image, and now I was able to see the text NASA on the spacecraft. And after that, I wanted the text NASA on the image itself and not on the spacecraft. So after that, I wrote make the text as the title of the image. And once I did that, then you can see that it wrote it on the bottom of the image, but except this time it didn't write it with proper spelling. So after that, what I tried was make the font bigger, and once I said make the font bigger, then it was able to write it on the top. And after that, correct the spelling to NASA, and it still isn't able to do it. So here you can see that, and one more time I tried change the spelling to NASA, and you can see it still hasn't gave. So in this case, you can see that it's really hard to actually generate text inside of these images. So what I'd recommend is to just grab the image that DALL-E creates, and after that go to a different software and then put the text overlay on top, because this way you're going to have to keep on trying, and it's going to take a lot of effort and also a lot of your time. So this is the step number 3 on how you can actually add text using DALL-E. And our fourth part of this video is how you can change the image dimensions of what DALL-E actually gives you. So in this case, you can see that this is horizontal. We can also ask DALL-E to create us a vertical type of picture. We could also ask it to create a smaller picture, a bigger picture, or a similar size. And there's many different ways you can actually change the image dimension. So we're just going to try a few different ways of changing this, and we're just going to create the prompt and let's see what DALL-E gives us. So the first prompt I'm writing is what are the dimensions of this photo, and once I get the dimension, I can be able to change this image to a different size. So it says that the dimension of this photo is 1792 pixels in width and 1024 pixels in height, and then I can just write change the dimensions to 1920 by 1080, and this would be a standard size for our YouTube thumbnails. Let's just see if DALL-E will be able to change the size of this photo. And now you can see that DALL-E has gave us a new image with the size of 1920 by 1080, and if we were to download this, then you would see that it actually is the size of 1920 by 1080. So in this case, this is how you can change image dimensions, and we're just going to do one more prompt, and we're going to change this from a horizontal photo into a vertical photo. So change the image from horizontal to vertical. And let's just see what DALL-E is going to be able to do and actually transfer this horizontal into a vertical type of picture. So this was the first result of what DALL-E gave us, and DALL-E actually gave us the same picture inside of a horizontal format and not a vertical format. So I had to make the image resolution vertical, and I could even added the 1080 by 1920 to give it more specific instructions. But once I wrote make the image resolution vertical, then ChatGPT or DALL-E 3 was actually able to make the image vertical. So in this case, this is how you can change the image dimensions of the pictures that you generate from DALL-E 3 and ChatGPT. And that summarizes everything for this video on ChatGPT and DALL-E and this new update that OpenAI has given. So in this video, in a quick summary, we talked about how to access DALL-E, DALL-E 3, and second, we looked at how you can edit images created inside of DALL-E. Third, we looked at how we can add text inside of DALL-E. Fourth, we looked at how you can change the image dimensions. And what we can learn from this is that DALL-E 3 isn't particularly good at actually adding text inside of our images. So this is something that we can keep in mind and think about later on. And that summarizes everything for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys in our next video.